Intro. Hello, moviegoer community, and welcome to Moviegoer.
Um, yeah, you watched it just this morning, right?
I watched it just
Yeah.
this morning. I didn't have enough time to write a review, but hopefully I could contribute in the discussion.
Yeah. All right. So, as you know, as I'm sure everyone knows, how much I hate streaming. And when I heard another Predator movie was coming to streaming, I had very little care. Maybe it's just me, but I always thought sequels or spin-offs of franchises, like going straight to streaming, felt like, that like old school, like straight to video crappy sequel.
Mm.
Just throw it on VHS or DVD because it's not worth the trouble of a theatrical release. Discounted, low budget, who cares? So my expectations were through the floor. Not only is this straight to streaming, but it's animated from a series that's usually live action. Well, I gave it a shot, and I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised. It's actually kinda cool. The animation is super cheapo, low budget, and strained my eyes, but the story is pretty unique. It's a 3-part anthology that ties together at the end. My main gripe is the headache-inducing animation style. The camera and the environment is on the ones, but the characters are on the twos. Basically, the camera moves at like a smooth 24 frames per second, but the characters are animated every other frame, so it's like 12 frames. So the fight choreography was really creative, it just looked super choppy, especially when anyone was moving fast. I don't know, I just don't like that style for 3D animation. I feel like that technique works better with 2D. There were some really gnarly kills that would be hard to pull off in live action, so they at least used the medium to its fullest. In terms of the camera work, uh, I was kind of missing the familiar music cues. Those iconic tribal drums in the horn section. The music felt super generic. This whole thing was just ultra low budget, so whatever. The Predators themselves had unique designs and variations of gadgets we haven't seen before, and also fought in ways that were pretty interesting. So it was refreshing in that sense. Overall, I liked it. There's some fun Easter eggs that fans of the series would catch. The ending is pretty exciting and seems like it's going to tie into Predator Badlands, which comes out later this year. So I give this a 3 out of 5. I'll recommend it if you're a Predator fan.
So at first I was like so uninterested. It was the story with the Viking.
Yeah.
And then there was the help me out.
The samurai guy.
The samurai dudes. And then finally we get to I think the story is called A Bullet.
Yeah.
And you get to that kid who wants to be a fighter pilot. I loved all that stuff.
That was a cool
I
segment.
like seeing him evade the giant ship by like turning. What did he turn off so that it wouldn't see him?
Yeah, it turned off so the engine wouldn't get hot, so you couldn't see the heat.
So that Predator couldn't see the heat.
Yeah. I thought that was creative. Like, we've never seen a Predator dogfight before.
Yeah. Yeah. Really cool.
You know what I liked about the samurai story was that there was like pretty much no dialogue.
There was a little.
In the beginning, a tiny bit, but like pretty much like the whole thing was like no dialogue. That's what I kind of liked. It was all like, the acting, or the animation acting and like the visual storytelling, which I appreciated. They definitely put a lot of effort into this one. It's just weird that it's animated.
Well, imagine the budget if it was real.
So yeah,
that would be astronomical.
Yeah.
Yeah, so some things you have to do with animation.
Yeah.
Now, this is the same, at least I think, style of character animation as Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, it's
Did
similar.
that bother you? Because I thought that movie was great.
Those don't bother me because the art style is good. It's just, and all the characters are animated smoothly, except for Miles. Miles is animated on the twos because he's not as experienced, so he's not as smooth and free flowing as the Peter and the other guys. So when he becomes more comfortable with his powers, then he becomes a smoother animation.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So like, yeah, for me, just like 3D animation animated like in the style of 2D is like weird, like for me. Anything above or below 24 frames per second like gives me a headache.
above or below. Well,
Yeah.
remember when they did The Hobbit,
Oh yeah, 48 frames.
48 frames?
Yeah.
Anyway, we should end this because we're going into shooting the shit, and we have a whole other video.
Oh yeah.
Whole other video. What did we just do? Predator?
Yeah. Well.
All right. Oh, I gotta give it my rating.
Oh yeah.
Very minor 3 out of 5.
Well, yeah. That's kind of like where I'm at. Middle of the road, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Streaming sucks.
Worth watching for the dogfight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was neat.
Ads.
Ads on Hulu. I had fucking ads pop up. Ridiculous.
You know what doesn't have ads?
Home video.
You know what's actually in good quality?
Now you hate the quality. I've never complained about the quality, but you have an eye for it, probably.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
Let's end this shit. Outro. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you can click on this playlist and subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated.
Thanks.
And set notifications.